All right, welcome to the Game Time TBA podcast. We are talking Ohio State, Michigan, and Texas A&M, Texas. We got some big games this weekend. Man, I'm pumped, man. Thanksgiving, you got a great NFL slate, like always. And then
Yep.
Friday, you've got some good football. You got Ole Miss, Mississippi State in the morning at 11. You got the 2:30 game, Georgia Tech, and then you got a nightcap of Texas A&M. I've never seen a Black Friday like that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a
And
good slate.
yeah, and then you got Saturday, you got the morning game of Ohio State Michigan, and then the Iron Bowl at night. So we got a great weekend to
Mhm.
look forward to. But
Yes,
first, we're going to talk
sir.
about what was that,
I said yes, sir.
sir? But first, we're going to get to the game, Ohio State Michigan. Michigan, what they won the last four, upset over Ohio State.
Three? Yeah, 3 years.
Three,
Yeah, last three
3 years
years.
in a row.
hmm hmm
Each year, Ohio State was the favorite. Nothing's changed this year, except for the fact that Michigan, um, they've got, they do have potential to get into the playoff. Ohio State obviously is pretty much set in stone. It's just a matter of who they're going to play, when they're going to play. But Michigan,
hmm
if they can get that upset, they've got something to say.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, one of the last 3 years, it seems to be Ohio State's kryptonite. As dominant as they look every week, Michigan has continued to give them problems. Michigan, I mean, not a bad team, 9-2 overall. So I mean, it's not like they're just would come out of nowhere and win this game. I mean, they can definitely do it. Have the talent to do it. Starting their freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood. I mean, he's had a decent season for a freshman. They got almost 2,200 yards, not a lot of TDs, non-TDs, and rushing ball 322 for 5 touchdowns. I mean, dual threat. He was a highly sought after 5-star dual threat quarterback.
Yeah.
That I know they paid a lot of money to get, but he's good. I mean, he can go in there and make a difference. Julian Sayin, as we know for Ohio State, been incredibly efficient. Um,
Heisman
yeah, as we
hopeful.
know, I mean, yeah, Heisman hopeful. In my opinion, they play a kind of weaker schedule, but I mean, you're going out there and getting it done. I mean, dominant performances every week. Uh, Thrown for almost 3,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, and only 4 picks. So, like I said, incredibly efficient. I think he's around like 80% completion percentage this
Yeah,
year. So, I mean,
unbelievable.
they're good. I mean, yeah, the kind of players they got. Jeremiah Smith. I mean, at times looks like the best wide receiver in the country. So I mean, yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those ones. 11 o'clock sleepy kick at the big house. So, I mean, it's gonna be rocking. So I mean, I expect it to be a close game.
Yeah, and like you said about the Ohio State schedule, I mean, obviously some of it's out of their control. A lot of these teams are some of the Big Ten teams like Washington are a little down, with the loss to Wisconsin.
Mhm.
Texas is a solid win to start the year, but they kind of had a couple losses and um, just a couple of these teams probably like Penn State. Obviously, you thought at the beginning of the year that was going to be a marquee win in Ohio State's cap. Obviously, it didn't turn out for them. Just kind of like LSU for Alabama. You just in Florida for a couple of teams. It's just kind of one of those things where thankfully for them, and they lucked up and haven't had as many tough games. But I mean, nonetheless,
Yeah.
they look fabulous. You know what I mean? They haven't skipped a beat. I mean, the only close game of the year was the first game of the season where they won 14-7 over Texas, and they pretty much shut out that offense. Now, of course, Arch hasn't looked good until this past weekend, which we'll talk about that here in a bit. But nonetheless, the defense started out the year on a bang, and man, they have carried this team. Julian Sands obviously efficient, but Ohio State is statistically the number two rush defense and the number two pass defense, and I would say that is where their team has thrived, and that's given Ohio State the opportunity for them to kind of focus on efficiency. They haven't really had to come from behind and kind of make,
Yep.
Julian saying, I
hmm
mean, they're 11th in scoring offense, 61st in rush. Not as quite as bad as some other teams, but I mean, they haven't been too effective in running the football, but they are 18th in pass, like you said. Uh, Julian, he's thrown for a lot of yards, and most importantly, he's been efficient, like close to 80%, if
hmm
not 80% passing percentage. So, is Michigan going to be able to stop that? Uh,
Yeah.
Look at Michigan; they are 12th in rushing defense, 47th in pass. Um, Now again, it's kind of similar to like the Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, Oklahoma, where Michigan can stop the run. Ohio State doesn't really do it that well. So I don't expect Ohio State to run for a lot of yards, but are they going to be able to stop that passing attack in Ohio State? Now, it is important to note that they were missing two of their best receivers last week. Um, they haven't been completely ruled for to go. So there's still a little bit of questionable, in the fact that Jeremiah Smith and Tate are going to play in this game. But imagine one of them
Hmm.
probably would. That could make a big difference in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Like defensively, that's their bread and butter, and making Julian Sayin look a lot better when you don't put a lot of pressure on a young quarterback and he can just go out there and run the offense efficiently. It makes it a lot easier. So I mean, they definitely have the upper hand there, and just been playing great defense all year. But same thing with any type of rivalry game. You can, the statistics are what they are, but they're both going to come out there and play inspired offense. Sorry, just a game in general, and Michigan will be looking to. I mean, like I said, I mean that could be a catapult
Yeah.
for them potentially into the college football playoff, and not change a ton for Ohio State. They're still going to play in the Big Ten championship against Indiana, of course. And but yeah, I mean, that's just. But Michigan's been a spur in their side, and they'll
Yeah.
be looking to take care of that this year. Sick and tired of Michigan winning the past 3 years. That seems like a long time in this rivalry. So they'll be uh, they'll be looking to tighten up and lock that down.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, if you're Ohio State, if those receivers are out, you probably need to rely on the run game a little bit more and hope that you can maybe curb that. But we'll get into the Texas A&M game real quick to wrap it up. Um, that's a huge game. Texas A&M, we're sure, assured a playoff spot, but they've got huge rivalry at Texas. And if they don't win, they're not going to make the SEC championship. The big stats from this one: Texas has been atrocious in offense, 78th. Texas A&M is 16th. Um, and now Texas A&M, Texas does have the sixth best rush defense. So, I think for them it's going to be important. They are 92nd in pass, though. It's kind of, you know, is stopping the run game for Texas A&M going to make an impact on this football game? Are they going to be able to make the stops? Marcel Reed's been good in the run game. Is stopping him going to, um, make an effect in this game?
Yeah, I really feel like both quarterbacks are really similar. For all the trash people talked about Arch Manning, man, he's had a pretty good statistical season. Almost over 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, seven receptions, and run for 7 touchdowns rushing. So, I mean, it seems like he's getting better as the weeks go on, getting more mature in their style of game. But yeah, I mean, all to win for Texas in this one. They could put themselves in a great position, potentially. Same thing as Michigan, kind of catapult themselves off a win like this, and Texas A&M just kind of playing for a field position in the SEC championship and then their position in the playoff. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.